Hi everyone, and welcome to our talk again. And this time, like I said, my name is Christine Engen, and this time I'm going to talk with Patricia, the mayor from Emaar Hospitality Group, and I'm going to talk with Mark Kirkby from Address Hotels, and of course I got Elisabeth from Arabian Adventures as well with me. Today, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about Emaar Hospitality Group, and we're also going to talk about how Address Hotels is preparing for Scandinavian tourists to come down to Dubai, since Dubai opened up on July the 7th, and we've maybe not seen that many tourists coming in as yet. It's the middle of the summer, but I think it's good to talk about how things are working and what people can expect, tourists can expect, the Scandinavians can expect to when they're coming down to Dubai, hopefully in maybe September, or we got autumn holiday coming up in October. And we would like to see, of course, more Scandinavians coming down and visit us here. So I thought maybe, I was just thinking, Elisabeth, before we start all over with the Emaar group and stuff, because people ask always, what kind of activities can you do? I know it's summertime, it's July and it's August, getting hot. Some of us might be used to. I don't feel it's too hot, but I'm probably not the normal Scandinavian in one way. But what kind of activities can they do still? Or what are you allowed to do at the moment?
So at the moment, most attractions are open. There is limits on the capacity. So if you want to visit Burj Khalifa at the top, you can do so. You can go to water parks. In terms of Arabian Adventures tours, we started slowly with our desert camps to be open again. We also have dune buggies rides, which is normally with capacity of 4 people. Now we are doing capacity of 2. And it's really fun for a family that is coming over. I think coming to Dubai and not experience the desert is almost the same thing that going to Italy and Rome and do not visit the Vatican. So desert is then almost a mandatory stop. And the good thing about now summertime is that in the desert normally it's 2 degrees colder than in the city. So 2 degrees, you might say it's not a big difference, but when we are experienced maybe 40, 45 degrees, 2 degrees is actually quite helpful. So yeah, our desert experiences and desert safaris, we have it from morning and as well the evening experiences. And obviously we can help you with all the transfers and as well the ticketing for the attractions in Dubai. So all attractions are now open, but with limited capacity.
Okay, that's nice. At least there's something to do still when you're coming down, because I think people are a little bit, hesitant in terms of what can I do when I come to Dubai. If I will come maybe in August or early September, they may be finding oh, can I actually do something? Is all the attractions? Because most of things are closed even back, home. There are limited capacity even back in Scandinavia for entertainment parks and stuff like that as well. So we experience similar things. But I think, Patricia, you are representing Emaar Hospitality Group.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I love the Nordics. And I thank you so much, Elisabeth and Christine, for giving us this opportunity. And of course, to Mark, to being with us today. It is a pleasure to talk to all of you. And I can't wait to go to the Nordic countries. I mean, I love them. I love being there. Have many friends there and really cannot wait. But obviously we want to tell you all about Dubai today and really make you, give you all that information so that you can pass it on to your clients and let them know that it is safe to come to us.
I was thinking on Emaar, not many people knows about the Emaar Hospitality Group in terms of what many hotels and what they do. I know you have a short presentation on just going through a little bit what actually they are. Would you like to do that now so they can have a little overview, and then afterwards we talk with Mark a bit on the Address hotels, which I know is the most popular hotels in Scandinavia.
Absolutely. Please go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll put on the slide there and start it there. And then here we go.
Okay, so let's start on Emaar. I would like to speak about Emaar Properties first, which is really our holding company. It's one of the most valuable and admired real estate companies in the world. So downtown Dubai is really Emaar's flagship development, and it has over 500 acres, and the whole neighborhood really is the home of the iconic Burj Khalifa, the Dubai Mall, the Dubai Fountain, and the Dubai Opera. So not many people really know that Emaar Hospitality Group actually is part of the Emaar Properties. So we really are a force to reckon with. Right now, what you're looking at is the amazing and newly opened hotel. The address is Skyview, and I know we will touch on that later on. But just to give you an overview on the Emaar Hospitality Group, it is really we have at the moment 21 hotels, with 6 hotels slated to open in the next 6 months. So this is really, truly an amazing opportunity for us, and it's a very exciting time for us. We manage the Address Hotels and Resorts, so we own and manage the Address Hotels and Resorts, Vita Hotels, Rove Hotels, and we also manage the Armani Hotels. So those are the brands that are under the Emaar Hospitality Group. Talking a little bit about the Address Hotels and Resorts, that's where we say where life really happens. So the Address Hotels and Resorts are located in iconic locations, and they offer a distinct lifestyle with a highly personalized service to each guest. So nothing is too much for us, for our staff, in making sure that your stay is really memorable with us. So the majority of our hotels are actually in Dubai downtown right now, as you can see in the map. And now we have an amazing opening, which is the first resort, the Address Jumeirah Resort, that will be opening this December on Jumeirah Beach on the Walk. So this is really, truly very exciting for us. If you go to the next slide, I'll just show you Dubai downtown. As you can see, Emaar, we practically own the Dubai downtown. We have the best locations with all our hotels there. The great part is the Dubai Mall. So most of our hotels are either directly connected or within easy walk to the Dubai Mall. You see the Armani Dubai, which is located inside the iconic Burj Khalifa. Then you have the Address downtown, which is directly opposite, with the best views of the fountain show and the Burj Khalifa, of course. Then you have on the other side the Palace downtown, which is very beautiful, very Arabesque in style, and it's actually undergoing a major renovation right now. So when we reopen in September, it will be, really with a new look. Then you have the Address Dubai Mall for those who want to shop until you drop. So this is the best location to be in. Right behind it, the Address Boulevard, which is an amazing, very much in a European style, with different possibilities, different rooms, very private, very, very beautiful. Then you have the fountain, the Address Fountain views. On the other side, also very new hotel, very contemporary, and the Address Sky Views, which is really our latest opening. We will stop there for a minute and give Mark the opportunity to tell us a little bit about what's going on right now, what's happening what are we doing in terms of hygiene and security and all the good things that you would like to hear.
Excellent. So I think also for Mark, thank you again for, I know there's busy times when things are opening up and all the hotels are opening up as well. So thank you for taking time to be with us. Are you overviewing how many of the Address hotels, or which Address hotels are you overviewing?
Thank you, Christine. I'm the area general manager looking after the flagship Address Downtown, which Patricia said it has those most magnificent views of the Burj Khalifa. So it's iconically looking at that amazing tower. I also look after the newly opened Address Skyview, which you saw on the first slide there. The Address Fountain Views, which is a multi-use residential, hotel and retail complex And I also look after the Palace Hotel, which is really great. And as Patricia said, we're very excited about that because reopening in September, it'll be a brand new and a very fresh look. So we've got some really, within my portfolio, I have some probably the 4 of the best hotels within the group, which is really exciting.
Excellent. So, of course, I know that quite a few people have been staying, or Scandinavians have been staying with you before this unprecedented times happens with us, and probably, hopefully, more of you will come down and do. But what they, of course, are more concerned about, I think travel agents as well, when they're coming down or sending, or they're going to book Dubai, it's like, what will expect them? We hear about mask, everybody's seeing us wearing mask everywhere, and can they do this and can they do that? Are we allowed to go into the pool and whatever, and all the sanitation and things? I know we have a video. I just thinking maybe, because it's a great video you have on the sanitation program, maybe we can show that video first, and then we can talk about actually how things are working.
Sure.
We'll start the video there.
With pleasure. It would help explain it a lot more after the video, because then you can
That's
see
what I was
the
thinking. So yeah, because it's a very good and self-explanatory video. And is it on YouTube, on your YouTube channel as well? Is there possible for people to have a look at it afterwards?
Yes, it is under the Emaar Hospitality.
Okay, we can send them links afterwards to do that.
I think the sound is not working.
I'll get my camera on as well. So there, it kind of explains itself a little bit and how their check-in goes as well. So when you're actually arriving from the airport in your either transport, book transport or taxi or Uber or whatever you're doing, you will meet this gate in front of the hotel.
Correct.
That.
So Well, I'll step back a little bit. Actually, it's, you know, when I look at that video, it's quite an emotional video because it was a really it was a time where we came together as a team, actually, and we really wanted to make sure that when we were ready to be able to welcome guests back to Dubai and to the hotel, that we had very clear assurances in place that we looked at all of the steps of the customer journey, and that was very important to us. You know, you'll see a lot of videos that go out there, and you know, we really wanted to make sure all the steps were correct and in place before we then went and showcased that. So what we did very differently to a lot of people is we actually partnered with.
I think you froze a bit there.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, good. So we actually partnered with some key professionals in the industry, and you'll see that on the video. So this video was done actually in collaboration with Boca. And Boca is a sanitizing expert within the region. Since 1994, they've been in operation. And they really came and worked with us on every step of the journey. So they came and did almost a guest stay with us and said, look, this is what we think it's going to be like. This, you know, this is what we think we need to put in place. So they worked with us on that. And then we contracted with Boca to sanitize on a contractual basis 220 of our hotel rooms in Address Downtown, and then all the public areas on a monthly basis. So every month they come back in and do a very deep sanitization process. That makes sure that we have that sort of high level sanitization in place. And then we started working on that customer journey that I talked through. Along that process, we also partnered with Diversi, and Diversi is you know, the worldwide chemical expert, and they understand what to use, particularly for COVID era. And then finally, there was two more assurances on the back of the work we'd done from number one, Bureau Veritas came and certified us. So Bureau Veritas is an international company that is compliant and registers tends to do a compliance in terms of ISO accreditation, but they now work on a COVID-19 accreditation as well. So they came in and have since approved us, which is really good because that's a trademark to go out and say, look, you know, we have all those very fine steps in place. And then more recently, we've been approved by Dubai government in terms of the Dubai Assured Hotel. So I think, you know, having those, having the steps in place and then being accredited by professional companies that are internationally recognized is a very big statement for the hotel company. So that was really important to us. But that journey was it was actually quite a fun journey in a sense, because what we wanted to do is at the address group, what we wanted to do was as COVID-19 came into all the countries and particularly into Dubai as well, we saw a need to actually consolidate a lot of the hotels into one. So all of our hotels, we put them to sleep for a while. And then we consolidated the rooms into Address Downtown. And why did we do that? We did that basically so that we could maintain looking after our guests. We have people in the region who were stuck here, couldn't fly away. That was very important to us, to maintain and look after those guests and really have personalized care. And if you can have everybody in one location, it's much easier to look after people. Secondly, we have in Address Downtown, we have over 620 residential units, of which 400 of those were occupied. So we had guests in the hotel, so we were able to look after those very safely throughout the very lockdown closure period, and that was important to us. And then during that period, we learned a lot. I have to say that, you know, working, you know, having worked internationally and working with the DTCM and the Dubai municipality in terms of the governmental, the guidelines and the regulations and the advice have always been very forthcoming, which is great, which has enabled us to be able to develop our processes along with recommendations from obviously the experts that have been working on COVID. And, you know, it's the proof in the pudding is as Dubai now opens up from the 7th onwards and we start to see international tourists arrive, and as we start to, you know, really start to relook at a reopening plan for all of our hotels, it's a credit to the incredible partnership and the work that's done between companies and the DTCM and the government here. So I think that, you know, to be one of the first countries to open up internationally, I think it's very important to have such great recognition from the World Health Organization, and then really to be recognized ourselves as an address group. I think that's been, I think that's a massive assurance to to people, anybody wanting to come and travel back to Dubai, number one, but also to come and stay in our hotels. And then along that touch point journey, we wanted to do it. The address downtown was to trial and test everything. So we do have, the thermal cameras as you come into the hotel. We do have that sanitization gate as you see at the entrance of the hotel. We do sanitize all the luggage as it comes from the cars. Anybody who arrives in a car from the airport that's been sent by the hotel has that car sanitized on every single use. So once a car is used by a guest, the car gets taken out, fully sanitized again before another guest can utilize that. And then we have throughout the hotel, we have a dedicated team of housekeeping professionals. What they do is they go around the hotel sanitizing handles, door handles, counters, lifts. So we really maintain that cleanliness throughout. And then there's all the things like the social distancing at the reception. We're working very closely with the government on a full automated check-in in the future. And at the moment, our contactless check-in is already in place. So there's a lot of every single step's been looked at. And then when you go up to the guest rooms, the elevator.
Can I just ask you when you're actually checking in? So when they come in out of the car, like if you send the car, of course, or if they're coming with an Uber and they're going through that gate and they go through the, coming to the reception desk, is actually that's where, because on the video you see you take your card yourself basically. And you do these things yourself in terms of that. So it's less touch points.
Yeah, and that's what we talk about contactless check-in. We talk about the fact that we've reduced the steps on the at reception to because people don't want to necessarily hand over, for example, their passport, or they want to be able to choose a key, or they take the pen out of the envelope. So it's making sure that we can make it as contactless as
So what do you do with a passport? Because they need to leave you the passport, don't they, when they're checking in?
So what we have is, you'll see in that video, I don't know whether I couldn't see whether it showed it completely, but actually you were able to scan your own passport now. So we'll give the reception, and when you arrive at the desk there, they'll say, just please scan your passport. You'll scan your passport and then you take it back. So we never actually physically take the passport off you.
That's really good, actually, because then this is part of your little bit of your valuables as well in one way. So it is. Nobody likes to let go their passport.
No. This is a two-phase process for us. So the first phase is this reducing the transactions at reception. The second phase we're working on very, very quickly now is the complete online check-in of the future. So we're actually working on that quite quickly now, and hopefully, with a bit of luck, before the end of the year, you'll be able to actually check in on your device. You'll be able to scan your passport on your device, and you'll be able to get a room key as well. So you won't even need to have to come to the reception desk in the future. So we're putting all the efforts into making sure that happens.
Okay, so when they're taking your luggage, I know Scandinavians, they're a little bit, but they're very self-helping. They're not used to that kind of level of service, So we usually take our luggage and we go into the elevator and we go up to the room. Yeah. So if you do that, will they still stop you and sanitize your luggage, or what will they do?
Yeah, for safety anyway, what we tend to do is it's a compliance process that we actually take the luggage off all guests, just even for a couple of minutes. We actually scan all the luggage, a little bit like going through the airport. It's part of the safety processes that we have in place that makes Dubai so great. And then what we'll do is we'll sanitize the luggage. Now, if you feel uncomfortable about leaving your bag with us for a couple of minutes before you then take it back, we're very happy to take you through that process with us.
I don't think it's being uncomfortable. I think we're just very self-help.
Yeah, I know.
We just do. We don't think about it. That it's actually someone doing something for us. We just kind of drag along with the luggage and then go up. So there's it was actually someone on the webinar asking, he said, it's impressing sanitation program on all levels starting at the arrival to the hotel. I just wonder, as most chemicals are creating a smell, what is used in the rooms, ozone, methanol, or what?
Yes. So the room processes for us was extremely important. Why? Because we treat it, you imagine your guest bedroom, that is like being in your own home. You want to feel absolutely safe and secure to be able to take your mask off, to take the gloves off, to be able to take your protection off. And that was the area that we spent a lot of time on. So first of all, when COVID started happening, we looked at the whole room cleaning process, retraining all of our dedicated professionals in order to wear gloves and masks, and they wear a hairnet and they wear shoe covers. We really looked at procedures, and with the DTCM, we actually worked on the fact that, you know, making sure that housekeeping only clean the room when the guest is out of the room. So we maintain that compliance as well. We offer turn down on request, as we know that some people don't want you to go into their room necessarily now. So we gave that as a new option. And then inside the room, what we did was we looked at that whole process of the cleaning, first of all, full cleaning, full deep cleaning of certain touch points like the telephones, like buttons within the rooms, certain areas that are just highly more frequently utilized. So we put some processes more in place for that, did a really deep cleaning training on that. And then what we do after the cleaning's done, then we do a full ozone. We put an ozone machine in the room that sits there for about an hour to clean all the air and to take away any smells naturally. And then we do another step, and working with Boca, we actually have our own fogging machines. So our team are trained to actually fog the room after the ozone machine finally, just to make sure that that full sanitization is done on things like curtains and fabrics. And then we exit out of the room. As we exit out of the room, and as you saw in the video, we actually have a sanitization sticker that seals the room door. That gives the guest the assurance, and this is for me is the nice part, because that's telling a guest, look, after housekeeping has been in that room, nobody else goes into that room at all. Yeah. And that's good, because, you know, in hotels, naturally what happens is, you know, when you might get an engineer might go and then change a light bulb, or someone goes and checks something in a room before a guest arrives, or maybe the room service has gone to place some amenities. Once that sticker is on that door, that means the last person in there was housekeeping, and that was when the room was 100% sanitized. So that gives the guest the assurance of, once they're in the room, everything has been done to a very high level.
Yeah, I hope I saw it was Tadia who actually asked, but I hope that kind of answered your question, Tadia. I saw him there. So when some guests are coming in, you know, rooms are cleaned and everything, and then of course it comes to which people can say, of course, I don't have my mask here now, actually it's down in my bag, but you know, it's the mask thing. And I know even people here going like, oh, good, do we need to wear a mask? And I train my teenager to go like mask, sanitizer, and social or distance. I said, whatever, you keep those 3 rules, and you can go out and actually meet your friends. You know, that makes us actually being able to do a fairly normal life. But of course, when you're coming in, so you can take your mask off when you're going, of course, into your room. You can do, but where do you have to wear your mask actually in the hotel?
So whilst you're around the public areas, we encourage all of our guests to wear masks. This is a requirement of the Dubai municipality as well, and it's just to reassure guests. As you come into the hotel, we have these really cool cameras that are thermal cameras, and they're detecting body temperatures, but they're also detecting whether you're wearing your mask. So the camera, there'll be a little noise that tells you, please wear your mask anyway. So it's quite cool.
That's quite cool, yeah.
It's quite futuristic, actually. So
it is.
And if someone has forgotten their mask, we provide masks and gloves as well to our guests. And it's, you know, it's just reassuring to have people utilize that whilst in the public areas. But when you're sitting down, and for example, if you're sitting down having a cup of tea in the lounge, and you're sitting down having lunch, you know, not a problem at all. You can remove
exactly, of course. And also in the elevator, because I remember just the first time we went out eating as well, we went down to the IFC. Of course, we're going into the elevator, and we were waiting, and then suddenly 4 other people came, and then suddenly we looked at each other and go like, no, we can only be 4 in this elevator. And, you know, kind of like, so it's getting used to that you can't cramp in, you know, 6 or 8. So you still has that 4 stickers in the elevator, or you standing in each corner.
We have those in the elevators, and it's just I think our elevators are not extremely large in the hotel, so that's good anyway. So I think there's about 2 people that are going in.
And for Scandinavians, we like it because we're not really good at having people too close into a personal space. No.
we have the distancing in the elevators, which I just think is a reminder to people just you know, to look after each other. And you know, it's just for us, it's, you know, we some questions I get are, you know, what about, but does it make hospitality less friendly? And I don't think it does. I think the fact that we're caring, the fact that we're actually guiding, the fact that we've got those recommendations in place just reassures people. And our team are all trained to reassure guests and to give them the support. Because I think sometimes when you come to another country, you're worried that you're doing the right thing. I think when you live somewhere, you know what to do. But when you come on vacation, you want to be following the right steps. And that's where our team are trained up to make sure our guests are looked after and given guidance in a nice way.
Yeah, and I think the other thing I'm thinking more as a Scandinavian coming on a holiday, there is a few things you want to do. And of course, next morning we're waking up, we want to go down for breakfast. So we put on a mask, go down for breakfast.
Yes.
So of course we used these big lavish breakfast buffets before COVID happened. Are they still in place, or what are we doing for breakfast?
Yeah, it was quite a learning.
What kind of breakfast can I have?
Well, you can have an amazing breakfast. You come down to address anyway, so don't worry. So you'll have to come and try it.
Definitely.
I can assure you on that. We went through quite a learning process. Actually, we went from obviously the buffets were removed quite quickly because we had to control and understand what that meant. And then we went into a very, very nice a la carte breakfast and more of a table service. And Ramadan this year was a big learning for us because that's when we had lots of guests coming in to break their fast, and we learned how to manage that table service with families coming together and eating together. Actually, we got a lot of great recognition, and what we noticed was that actually sometimes, you know, the big lavish buffets actually separates you, and you all go off at different times to the buffet. So what it did was it brought people together again, and you had the team looking after you. So the actual, when I go back to that hospitality point, it was actually really good because people were actually starting to interact with each other even more than normal. So that helped us through that period. But then naturally for breakfast, people do like to be able to just go and help themselves to, you know, a little bit of the buffet. So that is starting to come back with guidance now. We're trialing it in the address downtown in terms of our buffet. So we have got all those beautiful bread stations. We've got all that fruit and, you know, the healthy options. We've got juices, but everything's changed. So, you know, you look at what you can put on the buffet. So whereas you might have orange juice in a jug, now you have orange juice in really cool bottles that you take away with a straw. And then you have, you know, those great, you know, those that you have all elements that you can have that are sealed. But what happens with the buffets now is rather than you helping yourself, we actually have a team member that is helping you.
And I think also that might be, we always talk about food waste. So I think it's part of that thing as well. I think, of course, buffets is a lot of food waste as well. So serving people by the table, it just creates less food waste. That's my thought. And I think for Scandinavians, we are very into our organic and, you know, environmentally friendly. So, sorry.
No, we actually, we're very, we've been working on a food waste basis for a long time anyway. So I think it sort of came together at the same time. We partner with the UAE Food Bank anyway at the hotel. So any buffet, any food that's left over or any overproduction of food then gets repackaged and gets sent to the UAE Food Bank. And we've been working with a program called Winnow. And Winnow is basically helping us to understand what food is being wasted, and we've seen incredible not only savings but also reduction in food waste from having a system in place. So that was always very much part of, you know, we're very conscious about food waste, particularly in this era. So the COVID came along, that helped us to a certain degree. But now coming back to buffets, the buffets are now coming back in place, but again, it's all about how they're sealed and how the guest is helped. And then again, the distancing as well, the capacity limits in the restaurant are strongly maintained, and the distances between the tables as well.
Exactly. You're still keeping, what is it? Is it 2 meters or 3 meters between
the capacity in the restaurants are 60% in the restaurants now, and then there's a 2 meter distance between the tables. So it's, we're just maintaining that health and safety standard.
And you still need to, when you go down for breakfast, so when you're going to get food from the buffet, you still need to put on your mask when you're going over to the buffet, don't you?
Yeah,
just checking.
It's advised.
Just checking.
Yeah, it's advised because you're moving around. Yes, you're moving around. You know, it's all about, you know, the aspect of the mask is not about trying not to contract COVID, but it's about protecting others. You know, it's about.
No, but I think it's just good for them to understand the way of, you know, mask on and off. I know for us who sit down here, I would say it just becomes a natural habit for you. I got mask in my, you know, in the car, in front of the door, you know, in my bag. Everybody has masks everywhere in terms of just in case, and you just by habit takes it on when you're leaving, you know, any leaving your house, basically.
It's a piece of clothing now, actually, isn't it?
It is, and it's coming in more and more fashionable versions as well. So it's becoming good. Exactly, coming brands. Soon you got Guess all over the place, or Gucci coming up with masks and everything. So that's. But of course, we're down to food. So for your lunch and dinners is usually on the service, isn't it, by the table?
Yeah, so we've just implemented QR codes in our restaurants, so that the menu you can actually bring up on your phone, which is really great.
Yeah.
So the QR codes are on the tables. It takes you to the full menu with visuals as well. You can then order it, so you can order it quite quickly at your table, and then pay also on your phone as well. So that whole automated process has jumped us, years ahead, which is great.
Which I think is good as well. It makes just things so much easier when you do these QR codes, and you can pay with your phone or your Apple Pay or even your touch on your credit card even. So you can do that as well. But of course, and then again, it's a holiday. So people are either heading for the beach or they're heading for the pool.
Yes.
And I must say that, of course, the marina, it's closer to the pool or to the beach as well. You can go down to JBR beach area as well if you want to, can't you? But if you're heading for the pool, so what do we have to think about when we're going to the pool?
Yeah, so we've just recently reopened our pools in the last 2 to 3 weeks now, and the gym's a little bit longer than that, which is great. A lot of and the spa just opened up this week, so. All of those sort of leisure activities within the hotel are now open with restrictions and with guidelines. Again, it's all about safety. So we encourage our guests to use masks as they move around. When you're in location and you've got the distancing in place, then you're free to take them off. And as you arrive at the pool area here at Address Downtown, we temperature check. All the towels are laundered and wrapped, so they're individually wrapped. All of our beds have been sanitized, and then when you move away from the bed and you've finished for the day, then we'll take that bed away and we'll re-sanitize that again. All the guidelines are in place in terms of the water quality controls and the chlorine that we put in the water. So the environment's safe. It's for pools now. It's more about social distancing, and again, as you're moving around, just utilizing that mask.
Yeah. So the sunbeds. So the sunbeds are kind of, is it 2 meters or 4 meters away from each other?
2 meters away from each other. Then obviously the mattress and everything is covered. Yeah. So when the guest moves away, we actually take the mattresses off the bed and we actually fog the mattresses like we would do your luggage and everything else. It was a really intrinsic process to make sure that we maintain safety there.
Is there a maximum capacity around the pools, or?
Yeah, again, it depends on your pool. You see, again, it depends on how big your pool areas are. If you can substantiate, 2 meters between each bed, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, we have seen our total capacity reduced just to be able to give those social distancing the correct numbers.
And then, of course, they would think, oh, shit, do we need to get up early now to get to the pool, if you want to stay at the pool? I think, do you think there will be a problem in terms of that? Because, people are thinking, oh, I need my sunbed and I want to be by the pool. Maybe don't want to go to the beach. Do you think that will be an issue when we're coming September, October, or we're doing like that?
So
and there will be an issue of having space. So if some of the guests want to come, do they need to maybe come earlier to the pool? In terms of because there won't be space around the pool.
I think that we in all of our hotels, all of our pools have beautiful areas around them. We're very lucky with that. All of our assets have extremely beautiful surroundings with the pool area, and the pools are pretty large. We have the Address Downtown here, for example. We have a 5-level infinity pool, so it's pretty large. Yeah. So I don't think there's any in terms of capacity wise, I think we'll always be fine. When we started the pool process, there was a booking process for it, and that was the recommendation at the beginning. But then we started to see that actually it wasn't necessary, and we've got a lot of residents here at the hotel as well, and there was never a capacity issue. So I think we'll be fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I know that's the other thing I was thinking about booking, because we know that you have to pre-book a lot of things like going. I know some of the restaurants do take walk-ins and stuff like that around in town now, but in the beginning you had to pre-book.
Yes.
To be sure. But for the lunch and dinners, do you have to pre-book there as well, or can you actually come as walk-in?
No, it's always advisable to book, because then you can guarantee that you've got a table, but it's not necessary now, as long as we maintain our distances and our capacity limits, that's fine.
Okay, And for the spa, you need to pre-book there as well, or
spa is pre-bookable in advance because
Yeah.
obviously there's only a certain amount of bookings that we can take, and that is
Yeah.
part of one of the guidelines in place as we have now anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I think actually, I think we covered most of it. Is there anything else you think we need to cover over? I think we've been to the pool, we've been having breakfast, we had lunch and dinner, we checked in.
I think a lot of the guys are into their gym nowadays, so the gym is just as important. And again, gym is on a booking process. What we do with the gym is we actually take time slots of 90 minutes. So you book your 90-minute time slot. You come and use the facilities. There's a capacity in our particular gym at Dress Downtown. There's a capacity of 12, and then after that 90 minutes, we actually close the gym for another further 15 minutes, where we sanitize fully all the things like the equipment, the dumbbells, do a full fogging, and then reopen it. And actually, what we've seen is we've actually had really great feedback from people to say, I was a little bit worried about the gym actually, because everything is a touchable area, and we've seen a lot of feedback saying, wow, your processes are actually really good, and we feel pretty safe to be there. So yeah, the gym, the spa, the pools, they've got great process in place, and this has all come from guidance of the DTCM, and the great work that our authorities have been putting in place to make sure that Dubai does become a very visitable location to come and spend some time here. I think that's there's a really, those great partnerships are fantastic.
I think so. The only thing we need to think about is, of course, people work out more when they're on holiday. So they think, at the moment, at least, if they're coming now in July and August, it will be that just pre-book your gym session. If you want to, go to the gym at 10 o'clock, just book that at 10 o'clock instead.
There's so much going on in Dubai anyway. There's so much open now, which is great. We're connected to the Dubai Mall. The Dubai Mall has all of its facilities open now. We're quite a sport fit country. I love my sports, particularly myself. So there's very little things that I've been restricted in doing now, which is great. And we've got such beauty. Even first thing in the morning, it's beautiful to go out and run around the boulevard here. It's such a great location. And it's fine. Early in the morning to go out running, the sun is fine. So you do not, even in the heights of July and August, you can still do a lot of things around here, and it's such a great. The Dubai, particularly Dubai Boulevard area, is such a great location.
No, I think that people are always a little bit afraid of coming down in summer, like in July and August. And I'm saying it's just different timings on what you're doing. Because if you go out in the morning, I go always walking in the morning here as well. So it's great to do, your morning, and then you can go to the pool, because the pool is chilled anyway, because the pool is temperatured. So you've got the cool pool, so you can actually, cool down. And there is actually a breeze. People doesn't think about it, but there is a breeze. Usually, sometimes it is. So when you're in the pool and you have your cold dip, and then you have this breeze, it's quite nice to lie there in the morning around the pool.
Well, how nice is it to get the exercise out of the way super early, then go and have a fantastic dressed breakfast before chilling out by the pool, and maybe a spa in the afternoon. There's lots to do, and then walk around the Dubai Mall and go and see what's going on in there. So there's so much to do in this location you don't realize, and I think particularly for us in the Boulevard area, and we're not on the beach. I think for us the summertime becomes even more a place to be actually.
Yeah. No, but I do agree. I think we just need to kind of educate the tourists maybe a little bit to understand activities you do during summertime as well.
Yeah.
So
we're very fortunate, and Patricia will tell you that, because we're part of the whole Emaar entities with the things like the Emaar Entertainment, the Emaar Mall. Into the Dubai Mall, we actually work with them on a lot of packaging. So we've actually put a summer staycation package in place now that enables you to be able to go and have a voucher that you go back and spend in the mall on. We've actually, for the kids, we've actually worked with Emaar Entertainment, so the Dubai Mall will come and pick up the children in the daytime, take them for the Dubai Underwater Zoo, Kidzania. To go see the cinema, and take them off your hands for a few hours, and then bring them back, all hopefully a little bit tireder, so that they can then go and play in the pool in the late afternoon when the temperatures are reduced, and then so there's something for not only the kids, but there's something for also the adults as well. So we've really worked hard together with the other entities as one Emaar to really try and bring a really fantastic holiday package in place.
Yeah, and I think also Patricia going to talk a little bit about the new concept of Dine Around as well a little bit later on with all the hotels, and that's going to be a fantastic concept as well, introducing.
Yes, absolutely, because we
Yeah.
just introduced actually the subject of families. We are just introducing the new tour operator programs.
Yeah.
Complimentary tickets for the virtual reality park, for the underwater zoo, and all the facilities there. So you need to, if you book us and stay with us for 3 nights, then the kids and the family will be able to enjoy that on a complimentary basis. Also for the adult packages, we've now introduced complimentary tickets for at the top, 20% discount for the spa. So these are all really great value adds for families and adults to enjoy while staying with us.
I think, is there anything else we think about with the Address Hotel, Elizabeth? Have you got any questions for Mark?
No,
I think we covered
I just want to go.
Exactly.
I just want to go have breakfast and lunch and dinner. And
I think Elizabeth and me coming down for breakfast in the next few days. So, yeah.
I'll be looking forward to welcoming you two ladies.
Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us and telling us about how Address is working. It's really good. And we might come back to you maybe later on when we're going towards, the autumn, and when actually people are, we got autumn. Scandinavia has autumn holiday in October. So there is, everybody has a week, school holidays. And I think many has been saving up their holiday maybe to go abroad rather than because they haven't been able now during summertime. And it's been, rules in Scandinavia has been a little bit up and down. Suddenly you can go and suddenly you can't go, and then suddenly you can go again. So people has been really, uncertain on what do I do and what do I don't do, and they rather say, okay, let's wait till after summer so I know what I can do, and then maybe save up. And that's why we want them to come down, of course, to the Emirates and to Dubai as well to enjoy, the autumn here. But it's nice. I think then, Patricia, we're going to talk a little bit about the Vida hotels and the Row hotels as well. So I know you're a busy man, Mark, so I'd like you to go on and keep Address Hotels working.
Thank you so much. Really, honestly, really appreciate the time. It's lovely to be able to connect.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So, Patricia? Yes, I don't hear you. Can you put on your mic?
Mic on. Can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you. Yeah. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. So I was thinking that let's just have a short talk. We had a long talk on our Address, but I know Address is one of the brands which is very known in the Scandinavian market or in the Nordic market.
Absolutely.
So I thought and it also gives a little bit insight on what the hotels are, how it is actually to check into the hotels, and what we're doing and stuff, so they feel more comfortable coming down and checking into any of the Emaar Group's hotels, I would say as well. So if we start on maybe the Vida hotels, I think we had a short video on the Vida, because I don't think Vida is that well known. Shall we just do a short video on it and just let them know? Or
that would be great.
Yeah?
That'll be wonderful. Yes, because really.
And let's just mute ourselves so we don't get double sound on it.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, well, you've seen Vida. This is the newest brand. It's really the 4-star, very lifestyle, very vibrant group of hotels that we introduced a few years ago. It's just really a great place to be for the fashion conscious, for this artsy entrepreneurs, very creative people. The cuisine there is very natural, so we really take care of all, making sure that all the ingredients are really fresh. So it's a really nice concept that we've now introduced in the hotels. And right now we have 4 hotels that we manage. Vivida, the one in downtown, actually 2 in downtown, the Vida in downtown, and then you have the Manzil, which is also very Arabesque in style. Both hotels very close into the, in the heart of downtown. So you can really just walk around the area, which is really vibrant and great. And then we have the Vida Emirates Hills. So for the golfers, fantastic. It's only 10 minutes walk from the famous golf course. So again, really nice. It's also closer to the Dubai Marina. So a fantastic place. And the newest one is the Vida Harbor Creek, which is really the new Dubai, if you like. That is still a very, very new location and destination. I know there are new shops and a lot of new restaurants coming in. But of course, because Emaar is a development company, we have a mix of residences and the hotel. But it's a beautiful, beautiful place. We also do a lot of art exhibitions, art installations. So we really try to promote also the local artists very much within the hotels, and international artists as well. So it's a great, great platform to be
exactly.
showcased.
So it's a little bit different style than Address Hotel in
very much so, very much so. And it's just a very lively place, especially the Vida downtown. I mean, people love that hotel.
Yeah.
It's just very stylish. You have a DJ on the pool in the evening, so it is just a fun place to be.
And then we have the Row hotels, which is also not very known in Scandinavia. I think we also have a short video on the Row. I'll do that as well.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that is Row is an exciting group.
Yeah. And it's a bit of Scandinavian kind of touch to it. It's very sleek, nice features, isn't it, Elisabeth?
Yeah, very much so. It's our 3-star brand, but it really is for the new generation nomad. We call it explore without borders, because that's what we want you to do. Not to spend time in the hotel, but to go out and explore all the surrounding areas. We always cooperate with artists as well, murals. We try to bring the fun into the hotel. We also have late checkout, which is 2 p.m. In the afternoons, and it's just a fantastic place.
And where do you have the Row hotels? You have them in Marina?
So we have we have the Row Dubai Marina. We have one in downtown, again, within easy walk. A lot of or most of our Row hotels actually offer complimentary shuttles into downtown or to the beach. So that's something that you can always count on. We also have Rove at the park. So if you are going to Legoland, or you're traveling with the family, and you're really visiting all these the parks, or if you want to go also with a combination perhaps with Abu Dhabi and go to the Ferrari world and so on, that is a place that you want to stay.
Okay.
Because again, you have the easy access. But what's really exciting now is the new opening that's coming up on the 31st of October. That's Rove La Mer. La Mer is a fantastic destination. La Mer has a beautiful beach. We're right on the beach. It is just an amazing place. Great.
And you got all the shops and restaurants.
It's so stylish,
And
Yes.
also
I
even
have to say, if I went on site inspection before to Rove Hotels with a client, an European client, she was based in UK, and when I took her there, she was like, Elizabeth, I think you are mistaken. This is not a 3-star. This is maybe a 4-star. And I was like, no, this is a 3-star, but Dubai standard, which is 4-star anywhere in Europe. And, you know, sometimes we have this perception that 3 stars are small and, you know, not very comfortable, not very spacious. But obviously in Dubai, if there is something that you don't have to worry is space. So all the hotels of Rove are very funky, very, very modern, and very spacious and very comfortable. So you definitely don't feel that, you know, that misperception that maybe as Europeans, when you talk with us about 3 stars, we're like, oh, maybe not. Rove is just a fantastic brand and property that I would highly recommend to check it out.
Yeah, no, thank you. We get really rave reviews. You know, we call our guests rovers. So all the communication and everything is, you know, come and rove with us, and you're the rovers, and the staff are the rovesters. So it's just a really fun place to be.
It's good, great. I think just before we ending off here as well, we've been talking a lot, but I think it's been very valuable and we got a lot of information out. And I think it's a lot of questions people ask or think about, you know. So I think it's important for us to tell them, you know, what to expect when they are arriving to Dubai, hopefully very soon. But the last thing which I was very excited about is your new dine around concept you're launching in was it October?
Yes, we are. It's again as part of a new offering that offers that we are actually adding. And the dine around what really is especially if you stay within the address of the Vida hotels, you have the choice to, if you book half board, to really dine around in any of the restaurants, participating restaurants of the group. So we have there is a table that you would have. There are 13 participating restaurants that you can choose from. So there's a wide variety of choice. So for example, if you're staying at the address downtown and you would like to, you're in the Dubai Marina area. So you will come to the address Dubai Marina and you can have dinner there. Now, in December, we'll be opening the new address Jumeirah Resort, which is the first resort of the group. And that would be amazing because then again, you know, if you're on a stopover and you're staying in downtown and you would like to come and spend a day at the beach, you can do that. We also have a way, you know, we have a day access pass that you will purchase to come and stay with us. That's just bookable on the day in Dubai, though. You cannot book it in advance because it really would depend on the availability. But then again, you know, if you're there or if you're staying with us at on the beach, on the Jumeirah beach, you can come and see the site. So you can go into the Armani or the address downtown or the address Boulevard to have dinner.
Yeah. So basically you're saying you have, if you book a half board, because people, of course, and say Scandinavians like to go out and eat. Yeah. So they are kind of reluctant. Exactly. So they're quite reluctant to maybe book half board because then they're stuck to be in one hotel they think to eat. But now actually with you, if you're booking, you know, an address hotel and you book half board if you're coming down in October, you will be able to dine at 13 restaurants around in Dubai, basically.
Yes.
And then you said also there was like there is some signature restaurants, so you got like a 200
I mean, so you basically on the dine around you have the choice. You either you either go and visit one of the 13 participating restaurants, or we can give you a credit. So you have a credit, daily credit that you can spend it in one of the signature restaurants of the group. Again, there are 13 signature restaurants in total that you can.
Yeah. So basically, you will have 26. So you will have 26 restaurants to choose from.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's a great value. And
it is. But suddenly then it becomes more of not a half board, but you paid for your breakfast and dinner. Of course, and then you can choose from 26 restaurants. Exactly. Can you also go and eat at the restaurant in Armani Hotel as well? Can you do that? Yeah.
Yes.
So you can do that as well.
For example, the Armani's Mediterraneo is part of the dine around program, and of course you can visit the other restaurants as well and have have the day, the credit.
Just to check on, is it only breakfast and dinner, or is it also, can you choose to do breakfast and lunch?
It's breakfast and dinner.
Yeah. Okay.
Mainly.
Just checking on that. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
if you do. Great. I think we managed to go through most of the stuff, I think. There shouldn't be too many questions to ask about this, but it's a great concept, that dine around, because then also I think people will, of course, will be looking a little bit at how much money are they spending, and Dubai, of course, being not the cheapest place, but still, again, you can do affordable things around here, I would say. You can dine on both high end and low end in terms of that. But this will also make people being able to say, okay, we got lunch or we got breakfast and dinner included, but we got 26 restaurants to choose from. So they don't feel them like they're on a half board. You just feel like they prepaid for 26 restaurants, basically.
Yeah. And we obviously want to also encourage our guests to come to downtown, because we feel that many of our European guests love to be on the beach, which is understandable. But downtown is so much fun. You've got everything there. So every single guest that comes to Dubai, they have to come to downtown. The question is, do spend a few more days with us or do a combination, that will also be possible once we open the resort on the beach, on Jumeirah Beach, for example. You can do within the address group, you can do, a combination of downtown and then beach. Now we're opening also at the end of the year in Fujairah, the address Fujairah Resort, the Palace Fujairah Resort. Again, that will give you another opportunity to, especially for families, I would think, to combine downtown Dubai, see Dubai, and then go and spend the time on the beach.
Excellent. Yes. Thank you very much, Patricia, for joining us on this talk as well.
Thank you so much, both of you.
And we look forward to maybe speaking you later on when we're coming towards more of a tourist season as well, because we're going to continue these talks. And I think Elisabetta and me, we're going to meet up again later on this July. And for those who's either listening in now or going to listen to it afterwards, because people get the replay sent to them as well. And we're going to post it on our YouTube, and we post it on all the social media. So we're going to share it with all the travel agents. Perfect. But I think next up we're going to do Atlantis, isn't it, Elisabetta? So we're going to talk, but we will post about the dates and everything later on that. But thank you again, Patricia, and Mark as well had to leave. And we appreciate. And if people want to get in touch with you, Patricia, what's your email?
My email is pdemeyer@globalelite.io.
Yep. So what I can do as well, if hang on the chat, what I can do is let's see.
Because I'm based in Germany, so very easy, very fast. On the same time zone, so not a problem at all.
No. So P. What did you say?
PDE.
Yeah.
MAYER. Yeah. At globalelite.io.
globalelite.io. I'm posting on the chat so everybody can see it.
Yeah, and then my telephone number, perhaps, if anybody wants to WhatsApp me.
Yeah.
It's +49.
Let's see, 0049, I do.
173.
306.
4859.
4859.
Yeah,
that's it.
And of course, anything related to rates and everything, they just come directly to you.
Yeah.
I'm happy to assist
for Elisabetta,
with all the extras, all the VIP upgrades, meetings with the GMs, and all the good stuff.
Yeah. That's Elisabetta's department. So for anyone who wants to get in touch with Elisabetta, you can either email me and I'll connect you, or direct to Elisabetta as well on the Arabian Adventures.
Exactly.
So thank you, everybody, and thank you everyone who's been listening in, and for those who's listening after as well. Have a great day, everybody.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.